Welcome to the With My Sisters podcast, where we, a couple of sisters, spend time together to talk about all the things. We look forward to sharing and exploring various layers of our identities with each other and our listeners. We do feel it's important to name that we, the sisters, are white and acknowledge our privilege. We are sitting on unceded Kumeyaay land, and each of us are on our own individual and collective journeys of understanding our place in the world and how to reduce harm and increase equity.
We each carry unique perspectives and journeys into our conversation, so we'd like to introduce ourselves a little further before we jump into today's episode, so let's get into it. On today's show, we have myself. My name is Rebecca. My pronouns are she, her, and I love movies. I love watching movies. Anything actually that tells a story I'm very into, and movies are a great way to do that. I'm currently watching all the Best Picture nominations before the Oscars. I'm watching one right now called Anatomy of a Fall. It's a French film, and it's just super interesting. I was telling Emery we always come up with these movie plots we should make one day when he's an illustrator. But yes, I absolutely love movies. I'm definitely a movie person. Ro?
I'm Ro. My pronouns are they, them. And I am not, unlike some of my siblings, a gamer or play games. However, recently, one of my couponing apps,
they also don't cry. So
one of my couponing apps was like, if you play these games in the arcade, whatever, you can get points for your couponing app. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this out. So I started with Monopoly Go, and it's a game. It's like, and so on the app, if you reach 5,000 points, then you stop earning points. So I just stopped playing that game. But I earned a fuck ton of points. And so right now I have Travel Town, Family Island, and Match Triple Go. And I literally am rotating through these games, trying to be the most efficient so that I can reach the new levels. I know exactly when the game is no longer serving me. But what it has done to my ADHD is bad. Like, this morning I was in my van by myself, and I wake up at like 5 when I'm in the van by myself because I get anxious. And so then I make this choice of moving my van or like going for a walk or something. No, I'm fucking playing my game at 5 a.m. because I knew that my peppers were growing and that I could serve a salad and get points and feed the family so I could get points to go to the other island. This is not me. I don't play games. I don't give a fuck about them. But because they are helping my points on my couponing app, I am
judging you so
I know.
hard.
It's so bad. And I've caught myself like, hopefully no clients listen to this. Sometimes I'll be in a session with a client and I'm super present, and then I'm like, it's probably time to feed the goat.
Oh,
it's like bad for my brain. I don't say it out loud. And then I have ADHD pretty intensely, so I keep a little notepad always with me, and if I have a thought, it'll ruminate on it. So I'll just say like, don't forget to buy a new cord for your phone or whatever, because it'll pop in, and I just put it somewhere because that's how my ADHD is, and it works for me. It's worked for me for years and years and years. So that's why I can stay super present. But now my little fucking Post-it says, feed the goat. Wow. I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till it used to be on that couponing app that you would once a week or once a day be able to scan in your receipt and then do this wheel thing, and then you get extra points. No, now they have this game. And I'm the leaderboard on every single one because nobody has a brain like me. So I'm efficiently playing these games to reach these levels every day to get my points.
what's your username?
Rhyming child.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, Lord have mercy.
here's what's funny to me about this is of all the games, I get it. It's helping your couponing, but like there's so many good games in the world. Not the tap to feed my goatee.
Well, you can only choose from a certain ones on their app. And so
I understand.
The matching one is nice.
Go play a good game.
No, I don't even care about games. It's because there is this thing I'm working
It
towards.
doesn't sound like you care about games.
But this island one where you feed the family and you go do others, I actually kind of like it. The other ones are more like
I think
annoying
you like
to
these
me.
a lot.
No, the other two are annoying to me. I'm like, I find myself
don't
clenching
believe
my
you.
jaw when I'm doing it because I'm just trying to get through. But this other one, I'm like, ooh, I could go build this little thing and decorate
Like
it.
Sims.
It's kind
Or Animal
yes,
Crossing.
it's kind of
or
like
Animal
Sims. I
Crossing,
never played
yeah.
Animal Crossing, but we did have Sims growing up, and again, I liked it for a little bit, and then I lost interest. I'm just not. But oh my god, my brain. My screen time is embarrassing right now. I was like, what is going on, bro? This is probably not great for your brain. My reading time decreased a lot. I will get up and read for the first 30 minutes or get on the bike. No, I'm over there like feeding the fucking goat.
On that note, I
Yeah.
am Rosie. And I am actually reading and not feeding the goats. I'm on the last of the Mistborn series that my friend let me borrow that I told you guys about. I'm
Yes,
almost
yes.
done with it, and it is so...
Are you going to be so sad? Are you going to go into a depression when you're done?
I might. I don't know.
Aw.
There's like a whole lore, though. He wrote like 13 books related
Oh.
to the series, but they're outside the three... Like, there's the three main series, which is all one story. But then he wrote all these like add-on books that like are outside of that main timeline. But there's like some in the future, some in the past. So what I'm worried about is that I won't be able to read anything but that.
Oh.
But I don't want to. This is part of my about me. I don't know what to read next because I'm almost done with the third book. It was amazing. But I'm kind of panicked about finishing the book because I have so many physical books right now that people have gifted me.
Yes, that's right.
And I just have so many on my read list right now. So I don't know like if I want to start a new series. I don't know if I want to do fantasy. I don't know. I've been kind of in the mood to read like a spicy book. I don't know. So recommendations are also, if there's like a book that someone out there is like, you have to read, I'll add it, and maybe that'll be the one I choose.
I haven't read a spicy book in a while, but I did just finish All the Light We Cannot See, which is like a
I saw you rated that really high on
that
Goodreads,
was-
so
it was one of the best
I
books
added
I've
it.
read in a while. It's a
Oh.
long read, but it's just like it's one of those when the stories connect, you're just like, you're like, this is the reason we read books. Yeah, it was really good.
Nice.
Love that.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get into some icebreakers. I realized I was going to make sure I was like timing us on this, but that's okay. Keeping us accountable, but we'll just go in for it. So icebreakers. Ro, you want to go first?
Sure. You might have to grab your other water bottle for this.
Oh.
I was going to ask, what is the last sticker that you put on, and what's the story behind it?
Aw.
That's a really good question.
I think yours is right here on the...
No,
by
that
the
one's
sink.
Justin's. Mine is in. But
Oh, okay.
while Becca's talking, I'll go get mine real quick.
Okay, well, I'll answer mine. And I was trying to decide. I think it's this one. When did we go on our sister's trip? And was it before or after the NWSL final?
It was before because we watched the semifinal
Right.
on the
okay.
trip.
Okay. So
At
then...
that cool queer bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think this one is then. This is a Kaylin Sheridan, who is our goalie for the San Diego Wave, but she's also the national team goalie for Canada. So she's in a Canada jersey, and she's sitting on a stool. It kind of looks like she's sitting on a toilet, but that's okay. See, it doesn't look like she's sitting on a toilet. But she's kind of got this pose, and my sweet friend with chemistry, I don't know what else to call her, gave me that, and so it's a good quality one too. So that's my last. I think that's the last sticker I've put on. Also, my water bottle drives folks crazy because mine like overlap, and I take them off when they
yeah.
get gross, and some
Same,
people don't
though.
like when they touch or that they're like out of order. But anyway, that's mine. Caitlin Sheridan.
I like this one. So
If you want to be on our podcast?
mine isn't a water bottle.
Please.
I call it a family, a fake Stanley.
Okay.
I won this somehow in a contest I didn't know I was in. For my company's has a fitness group, and
Oh.
I guess we were doing a walking challenge. I did not know, but we linked apps or something, and I won this. And so the latest sticker I have on it, I was on a panel through PFLAG of educators, and they were asking parents, friends, and loved ones of queer youth how teachers can better support diversity
yeah, I
in
saw that, yeah.
classrooms. And afterwards, some of the teachers came up to just thank me and, all your story is moving. Thank you for the feedback. And one teacher was like, pick a number. I was like, oh, okay, 4, and he makes these stickers, and he says, whatever number you pick is what the universe needs to tell you right now.
Oh,
Stop it.
And so it says, it has butterflies, and it says, what is meant for you won't pass you by.
Yes, that's one of my
cute.
favorite
and then
quotes.
It has his Instagram handle, which I wouldn't mind. I don't think he would mind us putting it on our Instagram. He does motivational speaking, and he goes to schools and speaks about diversity and queer youth too. So that was my sticker, and it meant a lot. And then he sells these stickers. It's part of how he makes a living, and he gave me a free one for my son as well to give to him. Yes.
I love that. Wow, mine is a lot less meaningful. The last sticker I put on this is Tina Belcher thinking about butts. I love Bob's Burgers. I don't know if you can see it on there. But Justin and I bought a sticker pack of Bob's Burgers because shoot.
You're leaking, Rosy.
I try to add like all the things that I just love, and so that was the last sticker pack we bought, and I just loved the one about Tina thinking about butts.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
I'm sending you this picture so we can put it on our Instagram when we.
Oh yeah. I want to tag him.
I know you. Yes. I didn't take a picture of that part of it.
No,
But shoot. Sorry. Blur that out. It's not a big deal, but.
Okay, my icebreaker. Ooh, I'm excited about my icebreaker. Okay, I have to go first. So it is, tell me the names of all the folders you like. What did you title the folders on your phone? So mine is tools, money, social, life, sports, health, and work are all the folders I have.
If I had one named tools, it would just be my dating app because that's all I need on dating apps.
Oh,
Boom. No, okay. So mine is, they're in alphabetical order, obviously.
Oh my God, of course.
Entertainment, health/fit, music and photos, reading/notes, shopping, social, travel, and utilities.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
Becca,
How did I?
this
just
is
do
what
that?
cracks me up
I
about
almost
you.
Deleted that.
You will organize your folders in alphabetical order, but you don't know how to close your damn tabs on your phone.
And let's not look at the tabs.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's
I
fine.
love that about
Everything's
you.
fine. And with the Belcher, so we're watching Bob's Burgers from your
Oh, yeah,
recommendation.
that's right.
Sometimes Emery will just look at me and be like, butts. And it's so
Yeah.
funny. It's so funny.
Butts are funny. All right, Ro.
Wanna rub
All right. I have useful. I have basic. I have brick and mortar. I have couponing. I have self-care. I have a $3 sign. I have extras row. I have entertain me, bitch. You can't see the bitch, but it says entertain me, bitch. It says be social or not. Learn and
Or
work.
not.
Buy. Travel. Get some.
Love that.
Feed me. Smart home. Hustle, bitch. And then now I have these 3 games
And
that,
the games.
that don't go in anywhere because I don't have a game one.
If anything described Ro's life, it is their iPhone folders. That was, I feel like I can't even put into words how I know when you wrote those, you were ready for them to motivate your life, like to
Yeah.
dictate your life.
Yep.
Love that.
Yep.
All right, Becca, what's your icebreaker?
What is the last thing you purchased or acquired that has like made the biggest difference in your life? Like a little thing that makes a huge difference.
Ever?
Yeah. Yeah. Or your most recent. So
Okay.
mine is kind of twofold. Last year, I spent part of my bonus on a treadmill for at home and like
Ooh.
getting my steps in, especially now that I'm going into the office. Such a game changer. At the end of the day, when you're like getting older, your hips are a little sore, being able to get on the treadmill or work on the treadmill, especially since it gets dark at 2 p.m. now, it seems like. But then my other thing is we have the Hamilton soundtrack on my phone. And so every time I switch to my phone on the car, it plays the snare drum to Aaron Burr. And it drives me crazy. It makes me hate the soundtrack. So Emery recently downloaded for me a song he found, and it's called A, Have a Nice Day. And it's silence for 12 minutes. So you can get your phone to, and it like, the stress I don't feel anymore in the car hearing that damn snare solo going into the song. I'm like, and he just was like, I always am like trying to push, I hate when this thing comes on. And so he just like downloaded it for me on my phone. So that's the first song that comes up. So I could have silence while I'm like getting ready and everything. Huge improvement in my day.
I love that so much. Emery's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Mine is, when was this? Like almost 6 months ago, because it was shortly after I went to my 6-month dentist appointment, last one, and I have one coming up in April. I'm very punctual about the dentist.
Good. That's good.
I hate flossing, but I have to do it like almost 4 times a day because it's apparently like a more genetic thing that you can build plaque really fast. So I build plaque really fast. I've always had issues with it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But flossing is the worst. So, and my dentist has always told me use a water pick, and Justin had a water pick, but you have to plug it in and fill it with water, and it's a lot of work. Well, I ended up buying myself a handheld water pick. And when I tell you my life has changed, I am not exaggerating that this is the best purchase of the car I've purchased, the house I've purchased, forget all of it. This handheld water pick is the best thing I've ever bought in my life.
Do you see like a lot of stuff coming? Like, does it get a lot?
It gets everything. I don't have to. It takes so much faster. I can do it in the shower, which is when I would like want to floss, but you can't really. You can brush in the shower, but it's hard to floss in the shower because it's slippery, messy. But like I can, and I had to floss all the time. But now with the water pick, it takes so much faster. It's so much easier. You can also put in like your mouthwash, so it like really cleans out your gums. I feel like my gums have never been healthier in my entire life, and it's enjoyable, and it's like, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, like brushing my teeth is directly related to my mental health.
Yep.
And so I feel like that's just improved a lot for me.
I feel like I need this link.
I know. I was like, could you
this
send a
adult
link out?
makes
It's
me
not
excited.
expensive. I think it was like,
I struggle with too because we all have the same teeth probably, but
it was like $20.
Oh.
Like it was not bad at
They're
all.
rechargeable?
It's battery powered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can get rechargeable batteries, but
Yeah.
it did take me a while to figure out because like at first, especially because like my gums were way less healthy than I thought, so it was not painful, but like my gums would bleed, and you gotta like not be too afraid to put it on. But now, nothing. It's amazing. It's 10 out of 10,
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
12 out of 10.
12 out of 10. Okay, so I was thinking about this when you said this, and I was like, I don't know that I've bought something specific, but something that I have done in the last 4 to 6 months is my brain has a really hard time, and I get really exhausted going from my home in Julian. This is going to be seeped in privilege, so I acknowledge that. From my home in Julian to my van to my girlfriend's van. That's kind of like this rotation I do because I split the van with my husband, and I spend some time with my girlfriend in her van. And I would forget something. So, it's like, oh, I forgot my toothbrush. Or like, so what I did is I actually like set aside some money each month to buy 3 of things. So like I bought 3 toothbrushes, and I have one that stays in my home, one that stays in my van, and one that's in my little travel thing. Sometimes I feel like I need 4 now because I need one just to stay in my girlfriend's van and one in my travel thing, but that's a whole other thing. So there's been a few things that are simple, like contact cases or face washes, where I'm like, I'm just going to get a little jar and I'm going to fill up 4 because I do a lot of refill stuff. And can I tell you what, when you get there and you're like, oh, it's already here, I don't have to think about it. It's not perfect yet. I have a whole list on my phone of things that I need to perfect around this. Even things like, so I work in my van or my home, and so I now have 2 wireless mice. One stays home because I break them if they have to go back and forth with me, and so because I buy cheap ones. So one stays at my desk at my house, and one stays in my van, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm not to the point where I have like 2 or 3 computers. We're not even close to that. But these little things like an extra charger. So if I now have a charger that goes with me. Actually, my husband got me one for my birthday. This charger that can go with me. So because if you don't have your watch on and you go for a run, it doesn't count. And so I wasn't able to charge my watch when I was in my girlfriend's van. And so I have this thing that charges my watch now. So those things have actually made a big difference. And none of it's expensive, but it's, it's the added expense, but it has made it.
As a child of divorce, I feel that.
Yeah. And because I use things like compostable bamboo toothbrushes and like toothpaste bits. I don't go buy so it took a little bit of like, okay, I'm gonna go buy some packages of things, but I got there.
I feel like I'm taking notes from both of you because yes, dating someone who
Yes,
is out of town
yes.
and the travel, and when you have a skincare routine,
Yep.
it's like not
Yeah.
having that for a few
Yep.
nights it's tough. So I'm gonna need to do that. Yes.
Yeah, and
Travel size
even if it's like a
everything.
travel size, and then you refill it with your big one, because I do a lot of refill stuff. But it was just like,
Yeah.
so this is the one that stays here, and
Yeah. I had I was driving up to the boyfriend who lives 3 hours away's house, and I had like a zit, and I didn't have my zit stuff, and Lord knows he
Mhm.
doesn't. So I was just
Yeah.
like, can we go
Aw.
to Target? And just having everything you use at night.
Mhm.
I need to do that.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
When I finally did that, when I went back and forth between mom and dad,
Mhm.
because like there's a point
Yeah.
where like I got older and I didn't know I needed it when I was younger, and then I got older and I finally just had to ask mom and dad, like, can you buy me this for your house? Like, I don't, if I forget it, especially when I didn't have a car,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
It
you
just-
yeah.
yeah,
And my house is an hour and a half away,
Right.
so if
So
I forget something,
it's not accessible.
I know that one time.
3 hours away
yeah.
is not
One
accessible.
time I forgot my soccer stuff. I was like, well, and I don't have 2 soccer things because that's not a thing that's
Yeah.
gonna happen
Yeah.
right now. But
You know Dr. Bronner's?
Yeah.
You know Dr.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
vegans know
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Bronner's.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know
Yeah.
Dr. Bronner's. So I ran out of that, and I have a little one. So I went to Target with him and bought it, and it comes in like a carton.
With Dr. Bonner?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I'm
That's what I
also
was like, with
dating
Dr.
him.
Bronner.
And it comes in like a carton because it's meant to refill all of your
Smart.
plastic stuff. And what is this? And it's like vegan. This. He's like, do you eat it? Do
He's
you
like,
bake
you
it?
could.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Well, today we are asking the question. Well, it's not really a question. I'm making you guys do something. I want us to tell a story of a fail, and it can be sad. It can be like a womp womp or like face palm fail. Does anybody want to go first?
I can go first.
Ooh.
And actually, I love when people talk about failures because it's an equalizer. Everybody feels
Yep.
like they're a failure. I think in business, a lot of companies have installed like failure Fridays when a lot of higher ups will come and just let people know, like, yeah, when I started out, especially in insurance, here's where I failed. And it just makes people feel so much more comfortable. You're going to make mistakes. You're good. If you learn from them, then they're not really mistakes. So as a mom, I feel like I fail a lot. I was just talking to a mom about this when it's like, yeah, I was at a PFLAG meeting where it's like we always feel like we're failing our kids, and that's my failure. So my son, who is in the queer community, he wants more queer spaces to hang out in, especially since he's a teen and there's not a lot of representation at his school. So I asked my PFLAG group. They told me that there's this one group that meets at a library. I was so excited. I pumped him up. We planned it. It was like we both were looking forward to it. So we get to this space, and it's 7th grade and up. And he's in 6th grade. He was so looking forward to it. I was so looking forward to it. We're literally outside of the door. Like, we're there. We made plans. I got off work early to take him. And then he felt very nervous about going in because he's not in 7th grade. And I was like, they're not checking ID. And then he felt like, well, what if I was doing... And it just kind of caused, like, this chaotic... situation, and I felt horrible. I'm like, how did I miss, after all this research that I did to find this group?
Aww.
How did I miss that it's 7th grade and up? And he was upset because he was like, I guess I could just go in. Should I just go in? And then I felt horrible getting him so excited and missing that detail of it. And then we ended up just going to the mall and walking around and having a good time together. But I was just like, damn it. Like, how did I miss that? And then I caused this letdown for him, and then this pressure situation of like, are you going to go in or are you not going to? And it just like, I was like, fuck, fail moment, mom. I missed that detail.
I'm sure it felt like a fail, but it wasn't. It wasn't a fail because it still was Emery saying, "Look at all the effort mom's gonna put in," and he is young, so like maybe he, letdowns are harder, but in hindsight, he'll know like, "Wow, look at all that effort mom put in."
I hope so. Yes,
But
it was such a bummer. Yeah, and then seeing him upset when it should have been such a happy thing. Damn it.
yeah, that breaks my heart.
Also, like, don't gatekeep. Like, make it open to everybody.
Oh, do you know why they do that
Come
though?
on.
7th graders are typically 12, right?
Yeah, but M's 12 too.
Oh,
But you're right, because his birthday is weird.
Yeah.
the consent laws in California are 12 and up.
Oh.
So if a kid, yes, the laws change for kids who are
I
12.
feel like you should
Yeah.
make it 12 and up then. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
they,
just
they
a
should
bummer.
say 12 and up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my guess as to why it says 7th grade and up. Yeah.
Oh, and I know like not everywhere 6th grade is junior high, but
Yeah.
everywhere 7th is universally junior high too. So that could also be why like
Yeah, but yeah, we shouldn't keep it if we
Yeah.
can help
Or
it.
make
Yeah.
something
know.
available to younger
Yeah.
people.
Or
who
also
are
notice
coming
the
out
two of you
earlier.
outside the door and come out.
Well, a librarian was like, hey, because Emery was upset.
Uh-huh.
I was frustrated at myself, not at Emery. And so a librarian did come out and was like, do you have any questions? Can I answer anything? But at that point I know my kid enough where it's like,
Yeah.
we just need to go calm down.
reset,
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
a librarian did try, not someone from inside that group, but
Okay,
the librarian
yeah.
did come out and
Yeah.
try to check on us. Yeah.
Aw, my fail, I'm going to throw it back to high school. But all of my friends, and I'm grateful for this, but were really, really smart. I'm glad early on, like even our parents, they had like a rule about if there was an opportunity to take honors or AP, you did it. And so the first year that AP was offered was my sophomore year. You can't take anything but honors freshman year. So I took every honors I could. Then my first AP class was sophomore year. And then throughout high school, I just took every AP class that I could. My like 2 closest friends in high school were salutatorian. The one was valedictorian. Like I rolled with them big. I was very very proud of my friends. So I took 7 AP classes. Luckily, I didn't pay for 7 AP tests because you have to pay to take that to get the college credit. But I was poor, so I didn't pay for them. I paid $5. You had to pay like a $5 processing fee if you got the like award for it to be free. But I took 7. That's a lot of time that it takes to take those tests. Each test is like 2-3 hours. I took 7 of them.
Well, and studying for an AP in an AP class all year.
Yeah. And what's interesting is like I took everywhere from Spanish to lit to language to biology to history, like all kinds of classes. And to pass an AP test, for everybody that knows, it's a minimum of a 3. And it's one from 1 to 5. 3 is passing, 4 and 5. Every single AP test, all 7, I got a 2. I didn't get any ones.
Did you get good grades in the classes?
I got A's and B's all through high school, but AP tests, I got no college credit for all 7 classes, which was always tough because from sophomore year to senior year, you take all 7 and then your friends get the tests, and most of my friends were getting 5s because they're so smart, and that's awesome for them. But I thought they were my friends. I was like, I'm just as smart as you. We studied together. We literally, all of us studied constantly. I went to every after school study sesh. Some of my best memories in high school, especially for history, was like my worst subject. Well, clearly not, because I got the same score on all of them. But we had these study parties with our teachers because we were nerds, and that's what we did on Tuesday nights. And they would be able to open their classrooms, and some of my best memories are going to those AP study sessions. And my friends got 5s and I got 2s, and I just remember being I remember senior year especially, that was when I took 5 AP classes in that one year. 4. I took 4 that one year. And getting my final scores and being like, I didn't pass any of these, not a single one. But then the real kicker, all my friends are getting into, UCLA, UC Santa Cruz, State of Oregon, or Oregon State, however you say it. All these, big schools, UCSD. So I applied to all those schools with them because, again, I thought I was I had not the same GPA because my friends were really smart. They were valedictorians, salutatorians. But I still had a 3.9, whatever it was. And I did sports. I was homecoming queen. I thought I'm going to get into college. I applied to I think 7 schools. I didn't get into a single college after high school. Not one college. Didn't pass an AP test. Didn't get into colleges. And I remember, especially because I ran with the AP crowd, you have colleges coming and talk to you at class. I remember in AP Gov, we had a whole presentation where you presented where you got accepted.
so elitist. I hate
I
that
didn't
for you. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't I didn't have anywhere I had gotten in. So
Aw.
yeah, it was a whole thing. But I went to community college and it was hard at the time, but like it is in hindsight a thing where you realize like one, also when you're a kid, similar to like Emery's feelings, like everything feels like the end of the world. You don't realize. But now I'm like, one, I graduated with a master's degree before most of those people that I hung out with in high school that were brilliant, and that of course they still graduated, they are still brilliant, but like that doesn't mean I was behind. I have way less student debt than I could have. I still have a lot of fucking student debt, but because I went to community college for 2 years, which was way cheaper, it was the same education that everyone got at the university, maybe not the same, but still.
Yeah.
So I remember at the time that just felt like the biggest failure. Like I thought I didn't think I ruled high school like from a social standpoint, but like I was like I worked my
homecoming queen, but that's fine.
that's because all my nerd friends, but no. But I was like, I'm smart. All my friends are so smart. Like I spent so much time in tutoring and studying and doing all these things. Like I'm gonna be this smart academic college girl, and I didn't even get into a single college. Nor did I pass any EP test. So that felt like a big fail. But in hindsight, you're like, that was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Do you know what's really interesting? This is why it's not. I mean, it felt like a fail in the moment. Plus, you were the youngest of 7, and there was there was like like I don't know, but I don't even remember that. Now that you say it, I'm like, oh, that's right. But like, no one would. It's not a failure because you've built what you wanted, right? It's still like it's such a. We serve out this like lie to folks about university, but anyway, yeah. Wow.
Well, it is funny too because I know that was something Dad used to say all the time when I was in high school too. Was like she's taken 7 AP courses, she's doing all this, which like I am still proud of. Like I got good grades. It's not like I also failed out of the classes, but I'm like, I remember I went back when I still went to church. I worked with the junior high like the first 2 years after high school, and a lot of the like leaders would tell parents of the kids like, oh, and Rosy took AP classes. And that was like when it felt the like weirdest shame because I would pretend I wouldn't say anything, but I'm like, yeah, your kids should take AP. But in the back of my head, as I'm in community college, I'm like, no, don't do it. They don't do shit for me. And in fact, all it was hours. It wasn't hours wasted. I still learned a lot, but
Yeah. I mean, it's all.
all right, Ro, what's your fail?
It took me a minute to think about this, but hearing yours helped me. So, it's this moment that's like stuck in my brain. It's from a job that I worked at for many, many years. I was with the same organization for many years, and I had different jobs within the organization. And I was at a one facility for like, I don't even think I was there for a year. But they brought me on with like these big high hopes, right? Their programs were in trouble, and I had this reputation of being able to build these programs and build staff, and those were my strengths. And I knew the hiring person. We had worked together before, so they had sort of recruited me into this. And so I kind of felt the pressure, but I didn't because I was good at that. So I get there, and I'm there for like a month, and then the President's Day holiday was always like this weird thing because it was a day off for the schools, but not for the organization that I worked for. And since we worked in the schools, we would do these big training weekends. So everyone knew me for my trainings. So I come in, and I wasn't even coming in cocky. I was just coming in doing what I do. And within the first hour of the first day, what I was training on was a complete miss. Like I didn't do a great job of maybe I should have taken more time to observe what the staff needed or not make such assumptions based on what everyone was saying. But like an hour into this 8-hour training, I was like, they're frustrated with me. Like these are brand new staff and it was one of the most humbling days because I had to stop and say, I don't think this is working for you all. So, and they let me have it. Like we pivoted. We just ended up playing games that day, and they did a little bit. And like, I just was trying to get through the day, and I cried my whole way home. And at the time, my husband like knew that this was a big deal, and I had called him, and he had like, had like wine ready for me and stuff. And it was just, and my supervisor was nice about it. Like no one was mad at me, but it was just like one of those big misses. Like I failed, and so then I had to do some repair work with the staff afterwards, and I was only there at that job for like 10 months. And I mean, we repaired and we did fine, but it was kind of this oh, this isn't.
Swing gonna miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hugely. And I had worked really hard to prepare for that day, and these staff were like on their day off, and it was like, and in my first impressions, it was real bad. And to this day, I'm like, oh, I still feel it. And I'm still friends with some of those staff, so like, there's no hard feelings, but it was just,
Hey, remember when you really,
Yeah,
really
remember when-
fucked up?
yeah, it was bad. So that's what came to mind, because it's in that era of my profession, there wasn't too many fails. I was good at what I did, and I looked at it in a very different lens than most people, and so there wasn't, especially when it came to training, there wasn't too many huge fails. No, you know, nobody's perfect, but that one was a big ol' fail.
I've never heard that story, actually.
either.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard. Well, I like kind of. I didn't know
Yeah.
the whole context of that day with Emery.
Yes.
So
Mm.
it's fun when we get to hear stories that I feel like we've actually never heard of each other.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been really shitty if we told you know when I think you failed the most.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. I was like, we'll humble ourselves.
It's like, yeah, thanks. I
Yeah.
tried to forget that, or I didn't know it was a big deal. Yeah,
Oh
thank
gosh,
you.
maybe that's a different episode. I don't even know what y'all would say. There's probably lots.
I will say to your fail, I only took 3 AP classes. I passed 2 of them and didn't go to college. So
I was wondering. I was like, thanks, Becca. Go ahead, rub it in. Okay, fine.
So I mean, in the long run, like I make a good income. I have a steady career.
Yeah,
It really
it's
oh,
a lie
not-
that's
yeah.
told.
At the time, it matters so much. It feels like life and death, and then you look back and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
poor
Mhm.
me, poor
Yep.
little me. Like
Mm.
you only knew what you knew now.
Let's practice going back and telling our younger selves all the
Mhm.
things that you are still good and loved.
And normalize failure because we're all human.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It all happens. Yes.
Word. All right.
We love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.